Hey guys, it's your crowd host, Ekia Coco.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Cook. Right.
Hey guys, welcome to Curry Bright TV, and this is your host, Ekia Coco. Today, I'm going to tell you a story of mine, living in South Africa versus living in Ghana. I hope I can keep you entertained. I know I will too. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. So I decided that today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. Let me be a little bit stingy. Ghana life versus South Africa life. I lived in South Africa for 16 years from birth to age 16. I moved to Ghana in 2011. So I've been in Ghana for 9 years. So let's talk about friendships. When I was in South Africa, I didn't really have much friends from my early primary days. Because I was bullied a lot. People saw me to be different, tall, dark, different from the way they looked, so they didn't really like me, and it brought down my self-confidence. In my mid-primary days, I became friends with the coolest girls on campus, and it changed my life. Also got me into a lot of trouble, it exposed me to a lot of bad things, but then at the end of the day, glory be to God. I used to dress like a boy a lot. We'll get to that. Let's talk about relationships. When I was in South Africa, I didn't really have a boyfriend like, this is my boyfriend, I'm going on dates with him, I'm going here and there with him. No. I started using phone when I was 8. So I started having online boyfriends like at 9, 10. And I think that's the closest I have ever actually been to having a boyfriend, even though I got involved in a lot of things. Here in Ghana, a lot of people wanted to be my friend because of where I came from. People were all over me. People tried to, force their way into my life, but then they withdrew when they didn't get what they expected. They expected a girl that would give them money and a whole lot of things. I don't know what they were expecting anyway. I can't be too sure. But then I lost a lot of friends, but those who stayed. Shout outs to all my JHS friends from Angel Educational Complex to Kumasi Kumasi Academy, sorry. I forgot my own school. Then here in Ghana, I had a lot of boyfriends. Like, I was a hot cake. My South African accent. I was a hot cake back then. I think from JHS to high school, I had a lot of boyfriends. But then after high school, I haven't had anything serious, any boyfriend. So, yeah, I'm here, single as eat. And then let's talk about food. South African food. I loved musho. It was my favorite food. I love South African food. I miss South African food. I find it very difficult to eat Ghanaian food. It is like a struggle, a daily struggle. So I love fufu and banku, and that comes with a lot of carbs. So I've picked up a lot of like unnecessary weight over the past few especially between last year and this year. I've picked up a lot of weight, so I'm now on diet. Thanks, glory be to God. And then let's talk about my personality. In SA, I was loud, I was all over the place, I always got into trouble. But here in Ghana, I realized that people wanted to take an advantage of me. So what I did was I became very quiet, and even though I had friends, I knew my way around friends. I was able to read people, and I'm still able to read people very early. So I'm able to know if a friendship would last or not. And I'm right 98% of the time. So, yeah. Language. I speak 5 languages properly. That is English, Afrikaans, Chi, Zulu, and Xhosa. I can speak them, and I understand them very well. And then French, Spanish, I've learned over the years. My Spanish I learned privately. French was from junior high school, and then nursing training. I learned French. So my French is terrible, by the way, because of the fact that I speak 5 unrelated languages. It's made my pronunciations very difficult. You see, I can't even pronounce pronunciation. It's made my pronunciations very whack. Like, I have a problem with pronouncing big English words, because, yeah. And then my Chi is confusing. People think that I can't speak Chi, but I can speak Chi. The only problem is my mom speaks Achim Chi and my dad speaks Asante Chi, and then the combination of the Chis is very terrible, because let me not get into that, will make the video too long. But I can speak Chi, but it's just terrible because my mom's Chi and my dad's Chi is very alike but very different. So I'm suffering thanks to that. I think that's about it. If you have more questions to ask, drop them in the comments box and I'll reply. Have a nice day. Bye bye.